Mr. Hicks, cancel that. Mr. Hicks.
I'm in a meeting, Ms. Oaks.
Okay, 10-4. Mr. Wally. Mr. Hicks.
Sure. All right.
Where's that at?
Fort Valley State University,
Right at?
Georgia.
A military base?
Mm-hmm.
Is it far away from there?
No.
Good morning. How are y'all doing? Can everybody hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all doing? Good. Happy Friday.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for the invitation to meet with you all today.
Now, you know, I can't let the year go on without my alma mater, the Fort Valley State University.
I like the Letterman jacket. I like the gear.
Appreciate it. Somebody boo. Did somebody just boo?
Uh-oh.
I was about to say, they was with the Auburn they booing.
Uh-oh.
So,
It's really a real college tour.
let's give it about one more minute, and then we'll be able to start, Mr. Thomas.
Sure.
It's really a real tour. Like.
That's Fort Valley. Fort some.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Giovanni. Did you send him down to the front office? He'll be returning.
He is, I think he's in the people's home now.
And Ms. Peoples?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good morning, everybody. My name is FVSU. I'm Dutchtown Middle School 8th grade counselor. We probably have some different schools as well on this call. And we are gracious and thankful to have the greatest HBCU in modern day history to do a visit with us today. We have the Fort Valley State University, Mr. Alex Thomas, representing my alma mater. Mr. Thomas, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vicks. You know, I certainly appreciate the enthusiasm. All of us are super excited about being in the Valley to share information about Fort Valley State University. That's what I'm here to do today. So as Mr. Vicks mentioned, my name is Alex Thomas. I have the pleasure of serving as the Executive Director of Admissions and Recruitment here at the Fort Valley State University. I do have a short presentation to share with everybody. But before I jump into that, we have a phenomenal kind of 2-3 minute video just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek to life in the Valley. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and let me know if you all cannot hear the audio in this video.
Notes, Ms. Thomas, Mr. Hicks.
Video, I can't hit audio.
Let me fix that. I think, let's see. Okay, here it is.
Fort Valley State University, one of the only 2 land-grant institutions in Georgia. Enrollment is rising at a remarkable rate. Success in life after Fort Valley State University is at an all-time high, with today's politicians, doctors, lawyers, teachers, and professions all across the board, originating from the Fort Valley State University. Welcome to the Valley.
The impact that Fort Valley State University has had on my success has been tremendous.
I'm Alexandra Neal, a senior animal science major here at the Fort Valley State University. I'm a part of many organizations on campus, and I can tell you one thing, that coming to Fort Valley is like being in a family. You might not always like your family, but they will support you, bring you through anything and everything, and make sure that you get where you need to go with all success.
Fort Valley is an exciting place. That's the only way that I can put it. If you go out and have fun, I guarantee that you're gonna have a great time.
I've been wanting to come here since I was young, so just to be here, I'm so excited, and it has been the best experience. It was like the best life decision I made, from getting my education to just partying, because Fort Valley is just like a family home.
Be in charge of your future, success, and career at the Fort Valley State University.
So that was a little bit of a sneak peek. That was a little bit of a sneak peek to life in the Valley. So hopefully everyone got an idea of what it was like to be a student at Fort Valley State University. If you're not super familiar with the university itself, we are located in central Georgia. We're only about 2 hours south of Atlanta. We're not that far away from Henry County, probably only about an hour and a half. So it is centrally located to a lot of other major towns and cities across Georgia, which makes it a very convenient option for a lot of students. Now, jumping into some other information about the university. Now you'll notice that we're the only 1890 land grant HBCU in Georgia. So essentially what that distinction means is that we have a specific mission to offer degrees that are related to agriculture, family sciences, and technology. So we actually have extension, what we call extension agents, who work across middle Georgia to create community programming to engage not only people who live in Fort Valley and students and faculty members, but also people who live in the communities as well. So that includes hosting nutrition workshops. We have a Head Start program that's on our campus. So there's a lot of things that the university does outside of just our physical campus. Now, the campus itself is over 1,300 acres. So we are, I believe, like one of the third or fourth largest campuses in the entire state. If you've gotten the pleasure of visiting Fort Valley, you'll notice we got 3 greenhouses. There's a solar farm now. There's a state-of-the-art vet science center. We have a brand new science building for our students who are interested in biology and chemistry. And so you do have some, top facilities to enjoy as a college student. The actual enrollment is a little under 3,000 students. So it's still fairly small. Most of the class sizes here are less than 25 students. So it's very similar to what you're experiencing right now. We were recently ranked the #1 public HBCU in Georgia for the 4th year in a row, according to the U.S. News Report. So what Mr. Vick said about Fort Valley State being the best HBCU is not just all talk. We have recognitions from, publications from around the world to back that up. And so we have been ranked the #1 public HBCU in Georgia for the 4th year in a row.
Anyone seen Miss Robinson?
And a lot of that is due to the research our students are doing, but also the careers that they're landing after graduation as well. Now, we offer over 30 different degree programs, but this is just a sneak peek of the most popular ones. Biology, because we have a lot of students who are interested in a pre-medicine track who want to go into medical school or dental school. So, even though you're right now 8th grade, go ahead and start thinking about, what type of classes you enjoy. I think that's super important. That was something that I probably didn't realize as I was going through my K through 12 education, was just really getting a grasp of what subjects that I'm not only good at, but which ones I actually enjoy and what could possibly lead to a career once I graduate high school. So go ahead and start thinking about that now. I think that's super helpful as you plan for your college education. We also offer degrees in psychology. We have graduate degrees in mental health counseling, rehabilitation counseling, and also school counselor education as well. So if you are interested in psychology as a career, and you want to go into, maybe therapy, you want to be a licensed counselor, it's a phenomenal option. Business management is one of our most popular degree programs. So we have a lot of students who are entrepreneurs. If you're one of those people, you like creating your own businesses, or maybe you even have your own business right now. I read stories all the time about students, even in their early teens, creating their own businesses and being entrepreneurs. Well, we have resources on campus in our career services office that can kind of help make that a reality and get you in connection with a lot of our alumni who already own their own businesses. So you have those mentors. Also, criminal justice, veterinary technology. We're the only 4-year university in Georgia to offer a degree in veterinary technology. So if you love animals, if you love pets, dogs, cats, even farm animals, it's definitely a great place to be. There's a lot of veterinarians, not only in Georgia, but across the Southeast, who have come through Fort Valley State. And I'll talk about a very famous veterinarian in just a few minutes. Now, this is the entire list of undergraduate degree programs we offer. One that you will not see that we just got approval back earlier this summer is nursing. So beginning of fall 2023, we're going to begin offering our Bachelor's of Science in Nursing degree program. We just hired our first director of our nursing program just a few weeks ago. So by the time you matriculate through high school, graduate high school, Fort Valley State will be in its 3rd or 4th year in our nursing degree program, which is huge for the university. We actually signed a partnership with Phoebe Putney Hospital there in Southwest Georgia. So our students have the ability to do their clinical rotations. They can shadow people who are actually already in the healthcare profession and get that hands-on experience that they need.
Yes, it is.
We were recently top ranked for social mobility. You might be wondering, well, what does social mobility mean? What does that term mean? So essentially what that term means is that we do a great job moving students forward and creating opportunities for them after graduation based on their degree from Fort Valley State. So we're eliminating a lot of the achievement gaps. So it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if your family, no one else in your family has graduated or attended college before. If you're what we call a first generation student, it doesn't matter if everybody in your family went to Fort Valley State and everybody has a degree from Fort Valley State. Our achievements are pretty much the same across the board, no matter where you come from. And once you actually graduate, the average earning potential with your Fort Valley State degree is very high. So you can feel confident that, Fort Valley State is going to help you to get to where you want to be. So that's essentially what that ranking means. Now, if you're already a high achieving student, say you're in honors classes, maybe you're doing accelerated classes right now in middle school, then you might be interested in this program down the road. is called the Cooperative Developmental Energy Program, what we call CDEP for short. It is a program that allows you to get 2 degrees. And so we have some partner institutions that we work with. And it's a phenomenal program if you're interested in engineering or technology. Also, you can get a full ride scholarship through CDEP as well. And they have some programs for high school students. So in a few years, if you're interested, definitely feel free to reach out to Fort Valley State Admissions and we can get you connected with our CDEP program. Scholarships. So we recognize financial aid is a big part of the college making process, a decision-making process. It's best that you start looking for scholarships early in your high school career. So, you know, next year, in a couple of years, go ahead and start researching opportunities that you can start working towards, because that's going to be really important in terms of paying for your college degree. We do offer a Presidential Excellence Scholarship. That's worth up to $4,000 per year. That's stacked on other financial aid that you can receive as well. It does require you have a 3.25 high school GPA. And yes, we actually look at all your grades beginning with 9th grade. So let me tell you this, and this is just my personal advice because I've worked in college admissions for 8 years now. Do not slack off in your 9th grade year. I cannot stress that. If you all in 8th grade now, next year you need to take it very seriously because that can affect your high school, your overall high school GPA. And you don't want to start off your high school career on the wrong foot, because once you get to your 11th and 12th grade year, it's very hard to make up credits if you missed anything in 9th grade or you slacked off. So definitely make sure that you're keeping your GPA up all the way through your high school graduation. We also have a Searchlight Scholarship as well. That's for students who are not Georgia residents. And we're also one of the most affordable schools. So I know these numbers probably don't mean much to you now, but I can confidently say that we are one of the most affordable four-year universities in the entire state. So your parents are probably going to be really appreciative if you attend Fort Valley State. Now, you've heard me ramble on enough about all the reasons why you should think about Fort Valley State and come visit our campus, but let me actually introduce you to a few students who are already on campus and doing great things. One is Taylor Dorsey. She's a political science student from Ackworth, there in Northwest Metro Atlanta area. And she was selected as one of 86 students from across the US to be named as a White House HBCU scholar. So she's going to get an opportunity to go to DC, shadow a lot of important policymakers and politicians, and get that first-hand experience that's going to go towards her degree program in political science. So we're super proud of her, and that's an opportunity she wouldn't have if she didn't attend an HBCU like Fort Valley. Another example of some students who are doing great things. These three students that you see in the picture here, they're all plant science majors, and they were doing research most recently last year about carbon sources on food for livestock. Okay, and so I would say this: a lot of people have misconceptions about ag and the ag industry and what a career in agriculture looks like. It does not look like you just simply working on a family farm, or riding a tractor. A lot of the jobs now in the agriculture industry are about mass food production, okay? And so there are a lot of opportunities for you to do research in laboratories, for you to have jobs where you get a chance to travel the world. That's why I love this quote from Tori McGuire. She's one of the students that you see in the picture here on the end. She said, being a scientist in agriculture is one of my goals, and I want to travel the world as part of my job. Okay, so again, there's a lot of opportunities. You can actually earn a full ride scholarship through the U.S. Department of Agriculture if you're interested in any of these ag science majors like plant science or animal science or veterinary technology. Now, I spoke earlier about our state-of-the-art Vet Science Center and how a lot of veterinarians in Georgia and throughout the Southeast have come through Fort Valley. An example of that is Dr. Terrence Ferguson and Bernard Hodges. They are actually stars of a TV show on National Geographic called Critter Fixers Country Vets. So it basically documents them helping a lot of animals that come in their care here in the Middle Georgia area. So they actually have a practice in Warner Robins, Georgia, just about 15, 20 minutes east of our campus here in Fort Valley. And so they're both Fort Valley State University grads, and we're very proud of all the work that they're doing. They were actually able to connect Fort Valley State with National Geographic, and beginning next semester in 2022, National Geographic is actually going to be donating $50,000 to all of our vet technology students for scholarships. If you're an athlete, you definitely had an opportunity to compete at Fort Valley State. We're an NCAA Division II school. We offer everything from football, men's basketball, women's basketball, track and field, tennis, cross country, softball. You see it, we probably have it. And we are very competitive in most of our athletic teams. And the cool thing is, as a student, even if you're not a student athlete, you just want to cheer on your classmates, it's completely free. Living on campus is nice. This is probably something you're not thinking about as much right now, but we are very fortunate to have modern on-campus housing where you have your own private bedroom. It's all apartment style. We have a Chick-fil-A on campus. There's also a coffee house. So you have you have that personal space, but you also get a chance to experience dorm life as well and meet a lot of friends. And typically the friends and roommates that you have in college are the ones that you have those lifelong friendships with. So it is very nice to have. Over 60 different student clubs and organizations. If you're in marching band right now or choir, you can definitely be involved on Fort Valley State's campus. We have those opportunities. We also have a National Society of Black Engineers. We have entrepreneurship clubs. So there's some special interest clubs. Greek life is a huge part of our campus culture. So in that video I showed you at the beginning, you saw some guys doing a step show. That is a huge part of the campus culture, not only at Fort Valley State, but HBCUs in general. These are the admission requirements listed here. Again, not something you have to focus so much on right now, but you definitely want to make sure you keep your GPA up because this 2.25, that's like a high C average. And you want to make note of the classes that you're taking beginning in 9th grade. So you want to make sure you take an English course every year, a math course every year, a science course every year. And then you do have to take at least 3 years of social studies and then 2 foreign language credits. And you also have to take the SAT or ACT. So you all might be familiar with the PSAT, which is something you can take as early as like 9th or 10th grade. And then once you get to 11th or 12th grade, you can take the SAT and just kind of start building your familiarity with the test at that point, because a lot of schools will actually what we call super score. So they'll take your highest score no matter how many times you take the SAT or ACT. Are there any questions? And I see somebody, Mr. Vick said all 8th grade took the PSAT this year. Perfect, perfect. So yeah, it's very similar. You know, make sure you practice. The higher your test score, the better your chances are earning scholarships. And so it's definitely important that you get familiar with the SAT early on and you don't wait too late to take it. Yeah. What questions do you all have? I want to make sure I leave some time. We got about, what, 8 minutes left? Mr. Vicks, we got about 8 minutes. Are there any questions? How many of y'all actually visited HBCU or Fort Valley State?
For those that are watching on the live stream through YouTube, you can place your questions in the chat box in YouTube, and I'll make sure that Mr. Thomas will have time to answer those questions. So don't be shy. Ask about anything about dual enrollment, campus life. You can ask me about those questions as well. Any question you might have, no question is a dumb question, just ask it because we're going to be able to answer it because this is the best HBCU to go to, hands down. Now, you want to go to FAMU, you go to FAMU and enjoy yourself because, you know, that's the number one HBCU in the country, but we want you to stay in Georgia because Georgia's your home and we want you to stay in Georgia. All right. Any questions? I know we have some other schools in Henry County that's visiting with us as well. Do your classes have any questions about Fort Valley or anything about college requirements or dual enrollment, so forth and so on? I see a question from my email. Do they offer scholarships for sports? Yes, they do, Ms. Spainhour. They offer for football, basketball, I think soccer, volleyball. The sports they have, I don't know the amount because the budgets have changed over the time I went there. So yeah. And I don't mean to answer stuff you told me to talk about. No, they do offer scholarships for sports.
Yeah, just to add on to that. So yes, we offer athletic scholarships. For most of the sports, they have a certain allotment of scholarships that they can award for the whole team. So for example, for our football team, Division II, they get 63 scholarships to spread across the entire team. So what can happen, this is why it's very important to keep your grades up, because oftentimes they can utilize a partial athletic scholarship to supplement some of the academic aid that you're already getting. So I'll give you an example. If you're a student already from Georgia and you have at least a 3.0 core GPA and you're receiving the Hope Scholarship, that covers 85% of your tuition at that point. So you have a small portion of tuition, and then you have fees for like your housing and meal plan and other mandatory fees that you have to pay. Well, you can be awarded a partial athletic scholarship to cover the remaining amount, but you don't necessarily have to use the full cost of attendance, like a full scholarship on a student who's already getting 85% of their tuition paid for. Okay, so if you're an athlete and you got good grades, you look a lot more attractive in terms of being on an athletic team if you're a good student and the coach only has to supplement your tuition and fees, as opposed to not being as good of a student and you're not getting any type of academic aid from like Hope or Zelman Scholarship, and then they have to use a full cost of attendance scholarship on you. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah.
And, okay. Go ahead, Mr. Thomas. Sorry.
No, I was going to say that's especially true for some of the sports that have smaller teams, smaller rosters. So I'm talking about tennis. We offer tennis, volleyball, cross country. You definitely want to make sure you're a good student because they have a smaller scholarship allotment. Okay.
I had two more questions. One's from YouTube, one's from my email. One question is, what food is available on campus? And culinary arts is the other question. I guess, do you do anything with culinary arts at Fort Valley?
So as far as food on campus, we do have a newly renovated dining hall just opened up last year. And then we also have a Chick-fil-A in our new student center. And then we have a Jasmine's Coffee Cafe inside the library. So we have a coffee house there. So you have some other options. You're also only less than a mile really from downtown Fort Valley. And there's other eating options that are walking distance to campus, like Taco Bell, KFC, your typical fast food places. But as far as on campus, we have a dining hall that's open as early as 7 a.m. and they don't close till 8 p.m. for dinner. And then you also have a Chick-fil-A that stays open a little later than that, actually, till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And you have a coffee house in the library.
All right, another question was, do they have scholarships for cheering?
So they don't necessarily have scholarships for co-ed cheering. That's what we call like a club. It's like a club sport. It's not one of our NCAA varsity teams, so to speak. So we don't necessarily offer scholarships specifically for cheerleading, but you can definitely take a part of it.
Okay. Can you explain dual enrollment? Does Fort Valley allow students to enroll in school while in high school?
Yes. So we do have a dual enrollment here at Fort Valley State. We got about 50 dual enrollment students right now at the university. So you can take a lot of your core classes that you would typically earn in your freshman and sophomore year in college. You can go ahead and complete them in high school. The requirements, you have to be in the 11th or 12th grade though. So you have to wait till your junior, senior year of high school, and you have to have at least, you have to meet all the freshman requirements in terms of your GPA has to be at least a 2.25 in a high school, and you have to be on track towards high school graduation. So you can't be, you can't be behind in any of your credits.
Okay, I got two more questions. Childhood development classes, what do they cover?
Yeah, so we offer early childhood education as a degree program. We have, as I mentioned before, we got a Head Start program on campus. So you get a chance to work with students in that pre-K age group right away. A lot of it covers the developmental learning for that age group. And so you do have to take certain certifications even after you complete your courses in order to get your teaching license.
Okay, another question. I think somebody missed this one. You did talk about the dorm life. What is dorm life like on campus?
It's fun. So we got 10 residence halls that consist of 4-bedroom and 3-bedroom apartments. We actually got a few 5-bedroom apartments. So you have your own bedroom, you share a living room and a kitchen area in your bathroom with one other student. You'll have about 25 students on one floor, but you have, multiple 4 and 3-bedroom apartments. It's really fun because each floor has its own study room and lounge area. So you can hang out with your friends. You don't always have to hang out with them inside your apartment. And again, you really get the chance to know the people who live on your floor. Those are typically the ones that you build those friendships with all the way through graduation. And even after you graduate, you stay in contact with them.
And let me add on to that. When I was at Fort Valley in 19, the dorms have come a long way since I was there. So this is something I wish we would have had 20 years ago. I mean, I never lived off campus if we'd have had this type of housing. No lie.
Yeah.
As the kids would say, no cap. I would have stayed on campus my whole time at Fort Valley. There's those apartments.
And we have honors housing too. So if you're a really high achieving student and you're part of our honors program, we have renovated housing on Ohio Hall that has even fancier rooms and accommodations than the ones in what we call Wildcat Commons. So they have their own presentation rooms. They have like a music practice room. So if you're a band student and you're in the honors program, there's a designated room you can go actually practice. You play like the saxophone or whatever instrument you play, and it's soundproof. Like it's very nice.
Okay, got one more question for you. Is there a workout center on campus? I believe there is, but I'm gonna let you answer that one.
Yes, it's in our health and PE complex on campus. Yes, we got indoor track that's above our basketball arena, and then downstairs there's an athletic center for students to go in and work out. So it has like treadmills, elliptical machines. There's some free weights as well.
Okay, if there's not any more questions, if Mr. Wiley is on, you can give us some final comments in the closing for us if you're available.
Mr. Thomas, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm well. I appreciate you being with us and giving our scholars this opportunity for exposure. And scholars, thank you for your attentiveness. Every little bit matters. And Mr. Thomas, I do want to say I especially appreciate your overemphasizing the significance of grades and making sure that they're keeping their GPA high. We do have ongoing conversations about academic excellence here. So you mirror definitely our expectation with that today. And hopefully in the future, we'll have some folks that are interested in Fort Valley, but I appreciate your time with us today.
Thank you all for inviting me. I appreciate it.
And before we close, I want to thank those other middle schools in Henry County that was able to join us today. This is a collaborative effort. We do not just want to keep all the stuff to ourselves. That's not the way I work. I want to share every resource that I can get with everybody so all of us can get to the same place. So if you want to get in contact with Mr. Alex Thomas to come to your school or do a virtual visit, I'll be more than happy to share with you. If you want the link to the YouTube video, I can send that to you as well. Just email me, fabian.bix@henry.k12.ga.us. I want to thank you for taking the time and visiting with us, and we'll see you on the flip side. Have a good one.